She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
Through our content, Never Date Just Once. That's the journey that we've been on. If you just come in here, you missed a lot, so I'm going to give a recap on what we did throughout that. First and foremost, let's talk about this current state of dating. We talked about the current state of dating, the fact that there is more women than men, but how you can still use that to your advantage. Don't let that be something that stops you from dating. Just the same way he's going to put you on a roster, you're still going to be able to put multiple men on a roster. Again, just because there's more men than women doesn't mean that the odds are against you. You just have to learn how to use it to your advantage. After that, we talked about all the eggs in one basket. That's the reason why y'all been getting hurt. Love bomb is causing you to put everything in for one person. When you meet them, they tell you everything that you want to hear. Some of them shower you with gifts and give all this time, then boom, he disappear, or you give in and give sex, and then the real him shows up after that, and now you back at square one, heartbroken and wet tush. That's what happens, okay? The foundation of roster dating is going to come from self-love. That's the next part of this. If you do not love yourself, you're not going to be able to date multiple people, because you're going to still be trying to find them to love you. You have to love yourself. And in you loving yourself, they're going to see you love yourself. Therefore, they're going to follow suit. If you don't love yourself, it's going to be easy to pick up on. People are going to play it to their advantage, and unfortunately, they're going to use it against you. So start with self-love. If there is no self-love, if you do not love everything that you look at in the mirror, everything that you see from head to toe, you're going to have a problem. Why? Because the moment somebody exploit one of your insecurities, they're going to use it to your advantage, and you're going to be effed over, okay? Self-love is the basis, okay? After that, in self-love, before you can get there, you're going to have to do your self-evaluation, and you're going to have to do your needs assessment. Self-evaluation is an honest assessment of who you are as a woman. Okay, a lot of times when somebody says, ask y'all what y'all bring to the table, y'all start talking about accolades and things that y'all obtain. That's not the essence of being a woman. That's for every adult who has had things to do in their life. They're going to have things that they can have accolades for. What is the essence of you being a woman? What? Tell us about you. Tell us about your negatives, your positives. Be honest with yourself, because you do have some negatives about you, and you need to start turning those negatives into positives, okay? Also, needs assessment. What do you need? Y'all keep going into relationships and you don't know what you need. You keep meeting people, you don't know what you need. That's why you always feel like you did too much, and you're always on the losing end of things, because when it's over, you feel like you got to heal for the next 10 years. Why? Because you gave too much, you didn't get your needs met. What do you need? That is what the needs assessment is for. Do you need conversation? Do you need affection? Do you need gifts? Do you need bills paid? Do you need quality time? What do you need? Know your needs before you jump into dating, so that you can know how to get those needs met as you start roster dating. If you don't know your needs, it's going to be impossible for you to ever feel fulfilled. After that, manifesting a relationship. In order for you to bring into your life, you have to start manifesting and thinking into existence, and thanking the universe in advance. And then you have to start moving that way. I'm not talking about just praying on Sunday when you go to church and then that's it. Then the rest of the week, you've done nothing for that. That's not going to happen. You have to manifest, and then you have to move in that way. So you have to put yourself in the place at the right time for that energy to attract to you. Just being at home, I need a good man. There is not a good man on earth that's going to knock on your front door and says, I'm here. You got to put yourself out there, period, point blank. If that was the case, then we would all tell the universe, hooty-woo, I need a good man. And it'll go and it'll echo. Y'all know how the movies, and then in the magic of somebody that knock on the door, and then it'll be them. It don't happen like that in this life. So what you have to do is you got to put yourself out there, so that that good energy can be attracted to you, and you can get what you're asking for, okay? Then we talk about stepping into your feminine energy. A lot of y'all is not going to get what you're looking for because you're too masculine. You got to step back into your feminine energy. And what does that mean? You're finna get offended. You've been doing everything by yourself. Masculinity comes from the fact that you don't know how to ask for help. You refuse to ask for help, and you don't know how to delegate. Start delegating. You can't take care of all those bills. Get people who can help you take care of all those bills. You can't help take care of your kids. Build you a village so you can get people to take care of your village. You don't want to delegate. So that's why you feel like you keep doing everything. That's why you're in that masculine energy. So when you hear those conversations, they're not talking about anything but you keep doing everything by yourself. So there are chips on your shoulders. And now you've got a little bit of bitterness and a little bit of anger. And that is what's making you talk hard at people. You come hard at people, and you think that's cute. We're not doing that, because now that's being a man. That's what men do. You have been busy so long making things happen that you no longer know how to let others make things happen for you. Step back into your feminine energy. Let people make things happen for you, okay? And after that, do you want to stay in a woman's place? Too many of y'all been in the masculine role for too long and been in the man place because, again, you keep doing everything on your own. Stay in a woman's place. Shut up. Talk, speak when spoken to. They don't got to know everything. I don't know about this closure thing y'all think y'all come up with. I got to tell him how I feel. Nobody cares. He's gone. Be quiet. Sometimes y'all talk too much. So stay in a woman's place. Women don't speak. We're just seeing. So if he's not doing what he need to do, you don't need to tell him that he's not doing what he need to do. He need to see it in how you finna change your actions so he can learn how to see what he not doing. See, when you keep talking, he listening. He know you still got emotions. When you shut up and he don't know what's going on in your mind, therefore he can't tell what's going on in your actions, then he start worrying what's going on here. Now you don't switch the tables. Too many of y'all talk too much. You got to let everybody know how you feel. You know how you feel. Validate your own feelings and move accordingly. Okay? So now, how to properly roster date. We talked about how to properly roster date. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to be able to, like I said, step into your feminine energy. You got to heal that past relationship trauma, who cheated on you and all that stuff. None of that stuff should be coming up at all. None of that stuff should ever be coming up. Heal all that. Get rid of that. That's not a conversation. We're trying to move into a space where we're trying to attract the great energy. Remember, you're already here on this vibration. You're on the bottom of the totem pole. The men that you want to attract are up here. They can't feel your vibration because you're too far down. So in order for you to start elevating, you got to start doing things yourself. Healing, self-evaluation, learning my needs. Not when you start doing that, you no longer attract the dusties at this level. If you continue to stay down here, you're never going to attract anybody from up here. He's unable to feel your energy all the way down there. Okay, we need him to pull you up, but you're too far down. So move up and do your things and then date accordingly. What does that mean? Stop rushing to sex. Sex is not a binding tool to a man. You cannot F him right and get him to start acting right. That is not what you can do. But what you can do is F him right for him to act right in the moment. Do what you need him to do for that time for him to get whatever you claim that he's going to get. And once he gets it, then he's going to go back to the real version of him. The representative clocks out, the other version clocks in. That's why y'all be confused. So stop using sex as a tool. When you're dealing with somebody, y'all not on the same level, why would you think that makeup sex is needed? What would sex do? But continue to confuse the situation, and you never talk about the issue. Sex just clouded it. It was so good, you forgot to talk to him about the person he cheated on you. You forgot to talk to him why he didn't call you for the last 2 days because the sex is so good. Stop using sex to get over stuff. That's the reason why y'all stuck in y'all got y'all soul ties and y'all don't know how to cut the cords because you're still using sex as a binding tool. Stop doing that. Okay? Sex should be a gift to the person who is treating you right. Where you never have to tell them about their behavior. That's when sex should be something that you should be happy to give that person. If you're still using sex right now to bind to a man because you haven't seen him in weeks, you haven't talked to him in days, you're still going wrong. That's why you're still getting the results that you're getting, okay? Roster dating is about you learning to keep and meet everybody on the same level. Nobody is higher than the next person, okay? And as they start meeting your needs, then they will start going up levels. The same thing like a contested game. Y'all have seen it on Wheel of Fortune and The Price is Right. The game starts with about 10,000 contestants. It gets down about 5,000. From 5,000, it gets down about 2,500. From 2,500, it gets down about maybe 500. From 500, it gets down about 100. From 100, it gets down about the 5 main contestants. And out of those 5, 1 wins. There is roster dating. If you don't even know how you can think of it, I just told you to look at a game show. It is always multiple contestants. Everybody starts with $0. And as they play the game, they start leveling up and getting money. And there is always one winner. That is roster dating. That is how you need to treat your dating life because you keep putting your emotions in by giving it to one man and he has you on the roster and you're one of his options. And you forget to make him one of your options until he makes it clear that you're no longer an option. Does that mean whore out? No. If you think that doesn't have anything to do with sex, then you have to change the way you think. Again, that goes back to that healing that relationship trauma, self-evaluation, your needs assessment. Sex cannot be all you need. If that's all you need, then you're going to always stay down. Your vibration is going to always be low. In dating multiple people, you have to be honest about it. There should not be one time that you should be telling somebody that it's just them. You're lying. Because what that does is if somebody now starts catching emotions for you, you're playing a dangerous game. We don't know what could possibly happen. So do not do that. That's why I say do not involve sex, because that's when emotions get involved. When you have one person thinking that you like them more, all of these things, and then something goes kaput, you may be putting yourself in danger. Okay? Another reason why people should not be knowing where you live at while you roster dated. There should not be a man that should be able to come to your home. You should not be able to go to a man's home. Why are you doing that? Again, you're putting yourself in dangerous situations. We're dating multiple people. So we're not going into homes. We're not doing the cooking dates. And we're not doing the alone time because you still don't know who this person is. You haven't learned enough about them. You don't know how they treat you, how they treat others, and how they're going to treat themselves. That's how you're going to learn if you ever need to be in his presence in your home or his home. Homes are not up for grabs, so there is no pull up and chill session while you're dating. That's what we did as children. When we were like teens, when we had to do that, teens. I didn't say anything under 18, 19. After that, we're no longer, it's too dangerous because as you can see, the number of reports of ladies going on first dates, they're dying. They're getting killed. Homes are not up for grabs, okay? Another thing in my dating I want to talk about was date nights. I know a lot of y'all like y'all Friday and Saturday night dates, and I like that for y'all too, when y'all get to know them. The initial dates needs to be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Why? Because you have to go to work the next day. You're not going to be convinced to sleep over. The date went too long. You got sleepy. You got drunk. None of that stuff. That's what happens on a Friday and Saturday night date. So we're not doing comfortable night dates now. That's when we start moving into learning this person and we start moving into courting. So Monday through Thursday dates are the nights that you need to be doing dates because you have work the next day. You have obligations. These dates should not be longer, no more than 2 hours. If you're doing 4-hour dates, overnight dates, this is what a problem and this is where the emotions are coming in at because you're spending too much time with one person thinking you learning everything and this person only showing you the version that they want you to see right now. So you're going to like all of this. Stop. You haven't seen all the versions of him. So cut these dates off at 2 hours, please, or a little bit less. We do not need to be having all night dates, 6-hour dates, 4-hour dates. Now you're going into your emotions and he's going to be able to feed into that. And a lot of times that's where that early sex come from because you've been spent too much time with this one person thinking that y'all got some type of connection and it's really false. You just been there too long. 2 hours and under, Monday through Thursday. Let's leave the weekends for you to debrief. Use your weekends for you to have your self-love days. Go to the spa, get your nails done, feel good, get your massages. Make the weekends about you. Stop rushing to always get out on the weekends because you're really trying to get somebody to spend a night. That's what you give. That's the energy you're giving out. All right. Smoking and drinking on first dates. That's totally up to you. However, I'm against it, especially in the beginning. Why? Because it lowers your inhibitions. And what that means is you start making decisions that you probably should not be making. That's when the date goes longer. That's when you do have the overnight stays and you think that that's cool. Smoking and drinking is not it. You can smoke and drink before you go to your date. You can smoke and drink when you get home from your date. If you would like to smoke a date, when you at the end of your smoke a blunt at the end of your date before you go home, long as you know you're going home, don't get sleepy, don't get aggravated, don't get caught up in let's take a ride and all that stuff. No, that's why I'm asking you not to smoke and drink on your first dates because you're lowering your inhibition that was all the way up here, they down here, and the decisions that lead to you still being in the same place start coming into play. So be careful on that. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying in the beginning, I don't think that it's something that you should be engaging in, trying to get drunk or get tipsy or anything like that in the beginning. Let that stuff play out on its own, okay? All right, first date etiquette. Now, since we got up to this part, the last thing we ended was Tammy meeting 5 men. She went on 5 first dates. And after her 5 first dates, when she did her analysis and sat down and thought about it, she ended up with 3 that she wanted to continue to add when she wanted to add to her roster. Just because she went on 5 first dates does not mean that they are all going to go on the roster. So her 5 first dates was her Her 5 first dates was her analysis to see what type of men she was dealing with. So she decided to go from those 5 first dates down to 3 that she wanted to add to her roster. Okay, with her doing that, again, the first date etiquette, again, Tammy, what people want to know, somebody sent me an email question, what do you wear? What do you wear is going to be based on how you gauge the man from the first conversation. What did you tell him you like to do? Where did y'all plan on going for your first date? You do not want to overdress for a first date, especially if you like me, you like a fun first date. So if somebody tell me our first date going to the gun range, boom, I know I can wear tennis shoes. That's a great first date for me because I love going to the gun range. Okay? Because I'm vegan, so I don't put the responsibility of nobody knowing exactly how to feed me yet, because I'm not just finna eat anywhere. Okay, so going on the first date to the gun range is awesome because I love the gun range. I love to go shoot my guns. That's awesome. I'm wearing tennis shoes. You will know what to wear on your first date from your first conversation when you told him what the things that you like to do. For y'all to figure out where y'all can go, you can determine what you wear. Okay. Dressing overly sexy or anything that you feel like or that person feels like is instituting that you would like to have sex. Again, that's totally up to you. You're a grown woman. You're going to determine what's too overly sexy or what's sexy enough for you. Please don't let somebody else tell you that you shouldn't have worn it in your first date. You're going to wear whatever you want to feel like wearing your first date. Just understand after the first date, you're going home. This is not an open call season for the cookie factory to be open, for cookies to be up for grabs. We're not doing any of that on the first date, okay? So however you dress is based on your mood and how you gauge that man in those first conversations. Roster dating is easy. It's going to be able to help you learn to stop using your emotions so fast and then getting your feelings hurt. Don't let anybody convince you that you're horny or anything like that because you didn't hear me say have sex. I said to learn how to date multiple people. The same way they would date multiple women until they find the best one for them. You have the option to do that as well. Stop moving in so fast with your emotions. Stop moving in so fast with your body. Sex is not a binding tool. The only thing exclusive to a man is new sex with a new woman. It's an experience. It's not an emotional connection like it is for a woman. Especially if it's great sex. You get emotionally captivated. Don't say that you don't, because we all do. You get emotionally captivated in that moment, and then you start overlooking stuff that is like red flags. They raising loud and they waving, and you just overlooking them because the sex was so great. That's why you got to take that off the table. Even when you start dealing with somebody, if the communication is off, if you feel like y'all not on the same table, make up sex or anything like that, that's not going to change anything. That's just going to cloud the situation. Stop letting that be your guiding tool to any man. That's not what's going to capture him. That is an additive for him, because I'm sure he knows exactly where to go to get several good sexes from whoever he wants to, however he's feeling at that time. So you're not going to captivate him with yours just because you think it's the bomb. Captivate him by taking it away to show you you're not finna play. You're not finna play with me. And if you are, then I don't have to be with you at all. Head on over to YouTube to watch the full videos of everything we talked about. When we move into next week, we're gonna go into different topics about the roster dating, and go more into the roster itself when we go next week. So make sure that you head on over to YouTube, look at our previous videos and catch up. And I will see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.